Good morning. Welcome again to Morning Devotions. And again, we got a really negative subject, but it's a beautiful Sunday morning. And Brother Avanzini will be preaching for us all day on compassion. So we'll look forward to seeing you in the services. If you can't watch us live, those of you around the world, get into the live streaming. And it's all free. We just want to be a blessing to you. I want to talk to you today a little bit more about false prophets and how they work. There's some very interesting words that I want you to notice here as we study the targets and the tactics of false prophets. Their targets are shown in verse 14. They seduce the unstable. And in verse 18, they entice those who are just escaping from those who live in error. So we need to recognize that false prophets, first of all, do not target strong, mature, stable, growing Christians. They leave people like us alone. What they target are two types of people. They target the unstable, and they target the baby Christians, those just escaping from error. Let me say that again. They target the unstable, and they target the babies that are just escaping from a life of sin. Now, if we recognize that, then we can understand where they work and how they're working. You'll find them going after the baby Christians in church. You'll find them going after the unstable, immature Christians in church, the potting roller coaster Christians in church that are on fire today and out of fire tomorrow. You'll find them among the immature believers that always, they may have money and they may have education, but they don't have a lot of spirituality on their insides. They go after people like this. And their techniques are very simple. It says they seduce the unstable. It's a seduction technique. These guys are masters at seduction. They are smooth talkers. When it comes to unstable, immature believers, they are masters at seduction. They win this person over. They seduce them and convince them. But with the baby Christians, they don't need seduction. They need to entice. They entice the baby Christians with promises of freedom. Church is such a place of bondage, and there's so many bow-wow, there's so many rules and regulations. Come to us. There are no bow-wow. There's just liberty. There's just freedom. When in actuality, what they're promising about freedom is nothing but bondage to sin. But they entice those just escaping. They appeal to the sinful, lustful desires of the human nature, and they entice these baby Christians. Now, that said, it's very easy to recognize false prophets. False prophets aren't moving with the Connect group leaders and strong, stable Christians. They're moving among the roller coaster Christians. They're moving among the baby Christians. They're moving among those that have just had major challenges in their life, and they're going through a little bit of a spiritual roller coaster, the ups and the downs. They appeal to those people. They seduce them, and they go after the babies. Now, if we'll recognize this, first of all, we'll recognize who we need to protect. As Connect group leaders, we need to watch out when these guys get around the babies, because they will entice the babies. They will entice them with like bait. They'll hold out sin like candy and say, "It's okay. You miss this, don't you? You miss going to the clubs and drinking, don't you? You miss the sin, don't you? Come with us. We will give you sin." And it's just they're holding out like bait in front of a baby Christian. And it just shipwrecks that baby Christian's life. With the unstable, you find the smooth talking seducers at work. Come to our church. We care for you. Come to us. We love you. Come to us. We'll help you grow. It's amazing to me how seduction techniques work. So let's just open up our eyes and open up our ears and be a little more careful who we call a false prophet. In my estimate, in the world today, people that are real prophets are often called false. And the false, well, they're the real false prophets.